Hey guys, Duyo here, and today I have some update about Star Atlas I wanted to bring to your attention. The Star Atlas team just dropped this on Discord. Actually, I was going to do a different video on another topic, but that's going to have to wait because I did want to bring this to your attention. Now, it did just happen, and it's like the middle of the night in the United States, so I bet you I'm going to be one of the first, if not the only person with this up on YouTube. Maybe not the only, but definitely amongst the first. So you're hearing it from me first, unless of course you read the patch notes. But before we get into that, if you want to learn everything about Star Atlas and the economy and how to earn the most Atlas possible, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because that's all we talk about here. While you're at it, check out my guide. A link is in the description below. It's my Star Atlas Maximum Profits Guide. And if you use the discount code ATLAS, you can receive it for 50% off, which is a steal. But let's go ahead and dive into the patch notes. I'll go ahead and read them all, but a couple of them I specifically want to point out because they are going to change the economy, and it's some pretty big news that you're going to want to hear in time for Sage Labs. So one of the biggest things that they wanted to do was match the item descriptions with what the ship actually has, like their stats, because some of them just didn't match up that well. So on some of them, they changed the stats of the ships to match the item descriptions. Others, they left the ships alone and changed the item descriptions to better reflect on the current stats. Okay, so implemented various fixes to ensure consistent adherence to V2 rules set outlined in the Star Atlas lore wiki. Basically, they just wanted everything to match up. They wanted what they're saying and what actually is to kind of match up a little better, which is kind of what I said to begin with. They adjusted the crew, components, and mods across all ships to ensure consistent ordering. Updated ship. Now, a couple of these I've already seen for myself, such as some of the modules have changed, including a new cheapest way to get a cargo module into Sage Labs, and fun stuff like that. Updated ship dimensions to match latest work done in Unreal Engine 5. So sometimes they have this concept art, they have a kind of idea of what they want. The artists actually create the ship, and then you get into showroom, and it's supposed to be 30 meters, and it's actually like 45 meters. So they updated some of that. Give the Piers F4 and Piers X4 a cargo module to be more consistent with their description. Implemented other minor module tweaks. So the Piers X4 is a extra small ship. It's amongst the smaller ships you can get, which also means it's amongst the cheapest ships you can get. Previous to this, the Fimble Lobby was the cheapest cargo module that you could get, and the Fimble Lobby is $20. And if you didn't know, the Fimble Lobby is the only ship that is negative in Fleet Faction. So if you currently have a stake in Fleet Faction, take it out because you're actually losing Atlas doing so because it requires so much resources. The only good thing maybe about the Fimble Lobby was going to be the cargo module. Coming into Sage 4, you could gather more resources with it, and it's the cheapest cargo module. With this change, the Piers X4 is now the smallest ship that has a cargo module. Now, its new cargo module is a extra small slot, so it's not very big, but it's only $5. So you could actually buy 4 of these and be the same price of the Fimble Lobby. You can earn more in Faction Fleet until Sage Labs come out, unlike a Fimble Lobby. And 4 extra small slots is going to be more than the 1 small slot from a Fimble Lobby. Meaning, the Piers X4 is the way to go as far as cheap cargo modules. It's not going to be a lot. You still might want to rethink your strategy on how you're going to be gathering resources. But it's definitely not a bad deal here. The next one, adjusted Calico Guardian, visas valid, Piers T1, and the Fimble Bios tank ship weapons. Adjusted some slower ships to be given turrets in lieu of fixed weapons. If you tried Showroom, this can definitely be a big help. Some of these larger ships are very difficult to turn around, and so you can't target people with your weapons. So if you have a turret slot, it will require an additional crew member to man that turret. But I believe these are all medium or above, and they have crew members for that. So that's good. That's a better way to defend yourself or attack people, but probably defend yourself if you're in these types of ships. And so yeah, that's not bad. Adjust the bombers to be more consistent in their bomb bay packages, but have reduced fixed weapons. Okay, bombers are more bombers and less other stuff. Not bad. Added utility rigs to several ships that were missing them. That's always a good fix. Added janitors and other crew members that were missing from several ships. At least they won't be dirty now. Made minor adjustments to the Opal Jet, Thimble Mamba, and Pierce X5 descriptions. So these were where it didn't quite line up, and instead of changing the stats of the ships, they just changed the description, which is fine because I actually own 3 out of 4 of those ships that they just named. So I'm glad they didn't make changes there because to the stats, because I bought the ships, I like the stats. Adjusted drone ports across all ships to be correct total, class, and quantity. Adjusted stealth to the manufacturing bonus table for Visas. Now this is huge because the Visas as of right now is the only ship manufacturer that has a data scanner. But Visas was not a good data scanning ship manufacturer. In fact, before these patch notes, the Busan was the best data scanning ship, and they don't have any data scanners available on the market. We would have to wait, or you would have to build one in game. Because as cool as the Visas data scanner ship was, it just wouldn't have the best stats. And so I was holding out for a Busan, something that would have better stats. But they've actually changed the only data scanning ship available right now to be more stealthy. This next one, the last one, adjusted the Visas Opod and Visas Envoy to no longer sport undersized heat sinks. So heat sink is how you become stealthy. Ships emit heat as they run, and heat sinks just cools down your ship so that when people are scanning for heat signature, you're less likely to show up, meaning you're more stealthy. And this Visas Opod was the only data scanning ship, which you naturally want to be more stealthy for so you don't get attacked. And then Visas Envoy was more of a, the description, and it looks really cool. This description was really cool. But just knowing the manufacturer was a Visas meant that, no, actually it's not as stealthy as the description sounds. So people really like these ships. They look cool. The description's cool. People have the expectation that they would be stealthy without actually looking at the stats and see that they have really bad scanners. They have really bad heat sinks and really bad stealth. And so they actually changed that. So now the only data scanning ship available in the marketplace is actually better at what it should be. But notice that it said added stealth to the manufacturing bonus table, and they no longer support undersized heat sinks. They also don't have over and beyond heat sinks, so it's just class size. It is what it should be. It's a typical ship. So these heat sinks are what other ship heat sinks would naturally be anyways if they weren't specifically bad at being stealthy. So it's not good, but it's also better than what it was before. And notice that the Busan is still the best scanner. None of the stats to the scanning capabilities have been improved. So if you had a Busan data scanner, it would still be better than the Visas data scanner. We'll have to wait to see exactly what the stealth stats would be, but it sounds like their stealth stats just aren't bad. Not that they are one of the best, if not the best, which the Busan is. So I would still love to see a Busan data scanner. But until then, at least these are way better than what they were before. Because before, they were just a bad deal. Especially the Visas Opod. looked cool, sounded great. Everybody wants to be a data scanner, right? But it just wasn't a good deal. At least now it's a decent deal, if not slightly good. It's just not great like a Busan would be. I wanted to bring these things to your attention, specifically the cargo size Pierce X4, and then specifically the new stealth stats to VSAS manufacturers are going to be huge changes for people. Not too many people are buying bombers right now because we're not bombing anything yet. But the fact that bombers are more bombers and less other stuff, that's good. Utility, rigs, janitors, that's all good. But those two things that I highlighted could really change your outlook of what ships you want to buy and your strategy going into Sage Labs. So if you've liked information like this, remember to go ahead and subscribe and check out my Star Atlas Maximum Profits Guide. Remember, you can use the discount code ATLAS to receive 50% off. And if you want to look into what is the best way to earn Atlas right now, maybe not into Sage Labs, but right now, then check out this video because it's the best way to earn as of right now. And it earns so much more that it would have to have a drastic change to see it be a bad deal. Even if it went a little lower, it's still going to be a great deal. So check out the video. I explained the whole thing for you. Thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.